Hey everybody, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about BPD and MPD by somebody that has both. If you like the video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and do all the socially things that are scrolling past you on the screen right now. Thank you to everybody who does that. Today I want to talk about second guessing ourselves. Something I do a lot of. Actually, second guessing is... that's not quite right, is it? Because that implies it happens twice. And the truth is, it happens constantly for every decision on every level ever. That's how I feel anyway. I'm trying to think of things I'm sure about. Decisions I've made, directions I've turned, all of that sort of thing. Stuff that I actually feel truly confident in. And I'm struggling. I'm really struggling to come up with stuff. I don't feel like I've done the right thing ever. Actually, I feel like every decision I've made has been wrong. Sometimes I feel like every decision I've made has been right. But then I change my mind again and I panic. And this comes from childhood. This comes from growing up in an environment where the question, what do you want, has a right and wrong answer. That's how it was for me. That was a lot of the tension I had growing up, knowing that I was being given free choice, sort of, some of the time. But knowing that ultimately, saying what I want, having things I preferred, doing things my way, all of this, they were wrong. They had wrong answers to them. How can what do you want, have a wrong answer? But it did. And so now I can't decide anything. I feel much more comfortable having people make decisions for me, which doesn't gel well with the narcissism side of my brain, right? Here's my personal inner conflict. Here's how BPD and MPD are at war with each other all the time. Because the BPD side of me can't make a decision, can't decide what it wants, it would rather just be told. And then there's the MPD side of me that doesn't damn well want to be told anything and knows exactly what it wants. But does it? Is that all just a mask for this? Because ultimately, it seems for me, the biggest overriding force in my second guessing comes from the BPD. And while the MPD might sort of mask it, that's all it's doing. It's just masking it. It's still there. I'm working on sort of being more decisive at the moment. Just picking something and sticking with it when a choice comes up. And I mean about anything. From what do you want to eat, to what's on TV, to what are your life goals and dreams, right? Everything in between. Just deciding, what do I want to do? Because it's something that I've never really thought about all that much. What do I want to do? I don't know. I've never had to make this decision before. Well, I have, but I didn't. Much to the dismay of those around me. It's really annoying, and it sort of feeds into the age regression part of BPD. It is very regressive. It feels like wanting to be parented. Like, you make the decisions for me. It's not quite like a controllable, submissive sort of state. It's more it is a childlike regression state. Having somebody else make these decisions for you it can be a very comforting thing, especially when you're scared to make a decision yourself. I get scared to make decisions still, to decide what I want. Not because I'm scared of picking the wrong thing in terms of choice, but because I'm scared of picking the wrong thing in terms of pleasing other people. What do other people want me to pick? That seems like an easier thing, because I feel a lot in my life that I've had a lot of people in my life who are very involved in what I want. And when I say what I want and it's the wrong thing, I just panic. And I feel like I'm doing everything to please everybody else. I'm much more likely to say, what do you want me to want? Because that's just easier. When you're asked, what do you want? And you say it, and you're met with something other than, okay, then there's just panic. And why would somebody ask you what you want if you're going to be met with something other than, okay, then? Or, sorry, you can't, but whatever. I feel a lot like the decisions I make displease other people. And again, like I say, not because I've chosen something bad or horrible or to do something that hurts somebody or something like that, but because that's not what they want for me. And so I feel just sort of controlled and battered around by people around me. And I can see now where this rebellion, this MPD comes from, this fuck you. Because while this parental attitude people can have towards me is bad, it is sometimes, like I say, comforting. It's easier to not make a decision, right? It's easier to let somebody else do these things for you. But it's a cage, it's a prison. It is that control that, God, do I not want somebody to have that control over me so much. And yet, because of this fear I have from childhood, and because it's been reinforced for years, one way or another, I can't make decisions. I can't say what I want. I might want the wrong thing. And now we live in an age where it's possible to think the wrong thing and say the wrong thing and all these other things. And it causes so much panic. Not because we're gonna think, say, do, want the wrong thing, but because we're afraid others might think we do. And it just brings on anxiety, fear. It shuts you down. And then people just get angry at you, and that shuts you down more. And it becomes a vicious circle. And it feels like this is something that is made worse by the presence of others. Other people want me to make decisions more so than I do. And they get angry when I make the wrong choices. And then they get angry when I shut down and can't make decisions. And then they get angry that I have shut down. And then they get angry if I lash out or something like that. It feels like there's a whole lot of heavy... It's not bullying because there's no intent, but it feels that way. And the fear of that happening compounds and compounds over years to make you afraid to answer the question, what would you like? Because what if I want the wrong thing? What if I displease you? Will you hate me? Will you get angry at me? I'm afraid. Is this another time where me and my appalling BPD mentally health state will just disappoint and upset another person? Am I going to hurt somebody if I want the wrong thing or say the wrong thing? I don't want to hurt anybody. I just kind of want to be left alone because I'm afraid of all this pressure that's being put on me from outside. What do you want? Not that. It's a horrible, torturous, painful anxiety to live with. And I don't think those who do it to us know they're doing it. I don't think it's done on purpose. But I'm right? People get angry at us when we don't decide things. People really hate it. And I don't know what to do. Like I said, I'm just trying to be more decisive. I'm trying to just pick something and stick with it and develop this sort of, well, if you don't like it, then that's tough. You shouldn't have asked me that then. That kind of attitude. Sort of not a toughening up. Well, maybe a little bit, but trying to hit that middle ground into assertiveness. To pick something I want and go with it. And not be deterred from that, but not in a pig-headed, aggressive kind of angry way. That's being an arsehole. There's a way to be assertive, to be firm, to be strong, and have that self-belief. And it does come down to self-belief with decision-making, doesn't it? And as people with BPD, that might be something that we very severely lack, which makes decision-making even harder. I'm going to go because I think I've come to the end of this. I think you see my point. I don't know how to make it stop. And this is something that causes me distress daily, many times a day. Regretting decisions, making the wrong decisions, second-guessing everything. Not one choice I've made has felt right. And yet at some point at the same time, they also felt right, but not. That second guessing, third guessing, fourth guessing, forever guessing. It's brain noise. And it's difficult. I guess the best I can give you is I hear you. I know what you feel like, and I have it too. And it fucking sucks. But I guess there's a way to learn to deal with it, and maybe we'll find it eventually. So I try to remain optimistic. Anyway, you take care. I'll see you later. Bye.